Okay, it's a bit blowy up here, but this is Salisbury Colliery, part of the Paulton coalfields. This is on the southern edge of the valley at Paulton. So we're going to start here. There's a tramway that led all the way down to the Somersetshire Coal Canal. So yeah, what can I tell you about Salisbury Colliery? There's not much left, absolutely really nothing left, no buildings. But in 1820 the pit was owned by William Rawlins. It opened in about 1792 and was closed in 1873, but this could have been earlier, possibly the 1840s. All that remains today is the batch near Salisbury Farm on Clandown Road. So yeah, there's not a lot left. We'll have a look. So this was the area of it. The tramway crossed here somewhere and went up to a hill just up there, which is Simon's Hill. We'll be going there in a minute. So you go to Salisbury Farm cottages. So I think the tramway went up here somewhere. So yeah, this is the site of Salisbury Colliery. Absolutely nothing left, you wouldn't even know. No idea where the shafts are, but we'll have a look on a map. I'll show you on a map where roughly we are. Yeah, so the tramway came from here, up that hill there, to Simon's Hill Colliery, and then a load of other collieries which we're going to look at joined it on its way down to the Somersetshire Coal Canal. So let's move on. Okay, we've moved on from Salisbury Colliery. I'm parked down here, Bloomfield Lane. Now this is the area of Paulton Hill Colliery. There's no buildings or anything left, obviously it's now a housing estate. The only thing that you can see, if we walk down here, we're walking towards Simon's Hill Colliery, is the remnants of the batches that were used by Paulton Hill Colliery. Yeah, so these are the batches here. There was one there, and that little mound ahead of us with those two big trees coming out. So this was Paulton Hill Colliery. That is the batch for Paulton Hill. Now that building there, that was a cottage hospital. It's not in that anymore, it's a residential house, but yeah, that was the cottage hospital. You can't actually get down there because it's a private road, which is a shame, because the tramway for Paulton Hill came around there and around here, but around here, and then skirted off to our left down there towards Paulton Ham, which we'll be going to, a few more collieries, and then onto Somersetshire Coal Canal. So yeah, quite interesting, but let's crack on. We've got a nice little batch to climb now, which I really love. And okay, so we're on the batch for Simon's Hill Colliery. There's some nice little paths that walk up here, but it's always uphill, isn't it? But yeah, I'm out with Odie the dog. If you can remember, he was on the Kilmerston Incline video, so he's out for me today. Right, here we are, we're at the top of the batch for Simon's Hill Colliery. Now if I just point you down in that direction, that's where we've just been at Salisbury Colliery. That's where the tramway started. That was the most southerly coalfield on this side of the valley. So the tramway came from there, down there, up here, came across the road, and then Simon's Hill had a tramway that joined into it, Paulton Hill, Paulton Ham, and various other collieries joined into this tramway that went all the way down to Somersetshire Coal Canal. Now, that's obviously those trees there, that's looking into the batch. Now, I did come last year and I couldn't find the cap for the shaft. Now I thought it was over there somewhere, but actually I found it yesterday. The cap for the shaft is here. So this is the cap for Simon's Hill Colliery. So below there is a shaft that takes you down into the coal mine.
Simon's Hill Pit was being worked in 1791 when coal was sold at 4d per bushel, which was about £1.28 today. A bushel of coal was about 36 litres, I think. In 1824, it is said that a pit on the hill east of Paulton had been worked between 1790 and 1800 by Simon Hill. By 1840, it was owned by Reverend James Rawlins and others. Haycock boilers were used to provide steam, and one exploded once. The pit was closed in about 1844. All that is left is the batch and the capped shaft.
Okay, we're just south of Paulton Hill Colliery. Now this is Paulton Ham Colliery. Nothing left. There's a bus depot, some garages. You can see, I think that was part of a batch there where the houses are built. There's a bit of a batch behind there. Nothing really you can tell. In the 1840s the pit was owned by Mr. Randall. It was closed in 1864. Nothing is left. From side by side map you can view, you can still see the location of the batches, so we'll have a look at that on the map. So yeah, that's where Paulton Ham Colliery was. So it was closed by 1864. They all seem to close around the same time. I can't remember what year the Somerset Coal Canal closed, because obviously the Camerton branch took over from that. So yeah, this had a tramway, the same as Paulton Hill. It skirted round and joined up with the tramway from Salisbury Colliery down towards the Coal Canal. But yeah, and that's it there. Absolutely nothing left. You wouldn't even know. Just an industrial estate. Right, let's move on. Okay, we've moved on from the Ham Colliery, Paulton Ham. Now we're at a crossroads with Brittens Hill and Hanham Lane. Now in this area here was a pit called Crossways Pit. There's nothing left of it. Obviously the pit was located here at Britain's Crossroads. Possibly why it's called Crossways, no idea. The pit was a 5-foot diameter shaft and was only 144 feet deep. But as you can see, there's nothing left of it. We're going to be walking down this lane shortly to get down towards some other collieries, but we're going to move on towards Britain's pits. There was two of them. There's old and new. The new one's quite interesting actually. There was a pub built on top of the shaft, so let's go and have a look at that and see what's there. So here we are coming down towards Brittens New Pit. Crossways is just up there, but this is Brittens New Pit. Now there was another pits around. There was Littlebrook, I think it was called Littlebrook, and Brittens Old. I'll have to show you them on a map because there's nothing left of them. I think the Littlebrook one, there's not even any information of where the location was. Yeah, so this is coming up to a new pit now. As you can see, that building there is the old Somerset Inn. It's now obviously a private house. But if I can give you some information about this place, what we got. Brittens New Pit. This pit was also closed in 1864. Some traces of the batch remain to the rear of the Somerset Inn. So at the rear of this building, there's signs of the batch. Also, National Coal Board records show that the capped shaft is actually under the old inn there. So that is built on the old shaft. I don't know if we can see down there. No, you can't really see, but obviously the batch is at the back. So yeah, that's Brittens New Pit. The tramway came across the road somewhere around here and went off down in that direction, down heading north towards the Coal Canal, which we're going to go down now. We're going to go back to that Hanham Lane and walk along there, and that'll bring us to the foundry, brass and iron foundry, and the engine collieries, and some other collieries down there.
Littlebrook Colliery had two shafts, and it was supposed to have been connected underground to Crossways and the Brittens pits. It closed in the 1850s. Apart from a small batch, nothing remains. Brittens Lower Pit, no information about this pit exists. It was supposedly closed in 1864.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks for watching this video. This is obviously only part of the tramway that went from Salisbury Colliery down towards Paulton Basin. On the next video, we'll be looking at Paulton Engine Colliery, Paulton Lower Engine Colliery, Paulton Station, and I think there's another colliery, but we'll do all that in the next video. But yeah, thanks for watching this one. Obviously like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.